Thank you very much for your very warm welcome. It's a pleasure to be with you today. And I'm just going to very quickly give you an overview of what's been happening in ICMDA over the last year or so, since last December. And I hope you can all see the screen, but here we are from every nation under heaven. And we're sent out to proclaim the kingdom of God, to heal the sick, as we've just been hearing. That is our task. And doctors and medical students and dentists are an essential people group in the world, with reach into more nations perhaps than any other. 1.2 million medical students, 12 million doctors, 700,000 dentists in the world. God is opening doors for us. And in ICMDA, we walk in the footsteps of the great physician, carrying his cross and his bowl to wipe and wash one another's feet. And our vision is a Christian witness through doctors and dentists in every community and in every nation. And our main aim is to start and strengthen national movements of Christian doctors and dentists. And God has blessed ICMDA from our beginnings in the 1960s, so that we're now 84 national movements around the world. And in the green countries, those are member countries. The orange are those where we have contact groups moving to membership, and the blue countries are where we have individual contacts. So God is opening doors for us. 84 movements, 57,000 doctors and dentists, 28 contact groups, and all served by the Fieldworkers and the national movement. So our last World Congress was in Hyderabad, India in August 2018, with over 800 people from 84 countries. But the great news is that our next World Congress is in Arusha, Tanzania, in July 2022. So mark those dates down. The website's due to be released later this year. My first year with ICMDA was a year of a lot of travel, 19 trips to 18 countries. Of course, this year's been very different, but Josh and I are based in St Albans in the UK, where we run the international office from. And ICMDA is represented by 12 regional groups all around the world that you can see here. And they speak a whole variety of languages, but 7 major world groups. And we're moving more and more to recognize that language regionalization, because the 12 new movements added in 2018, if you look at the names, 9 of them were Francophone. And so God has been moving particularly in Francophone West Africa. And because of this and other changes, we've actually expanded the regions to 14 from 12 now. And there's a new brown Francophone region of Africa. We're served by almost 50 field workers around the world, incredible people, many of them with incredible gifts in evangelism or pastoring or in language as well. Samundra from Nepal speaks 5 languages because she became a Christian in India and trained in China, and has a real gift for evangelism and seen that movement grow. And of course, our own Augustine, who serves the whole of sub-Saharan Africa as an AEO with similar gifts. I've been to Africa. I came to Africa 5 times last year. Real blessing for me. First to the IFES World Congress in South Africa. And then, of course, that was followed by the Southern Africa Leaders Training in South Africa. And then the South African National Conference after that, again in South Africa. But other events in Africa included the East African Regional Conference with 12 countries, over 200 people there, the Francophone Conference in Burkina Faso, and then later in the year, the Lusophone or Portuguese speaking conference in Mozambique. So the language groups are very active, and of course they are all over the world. This is the Southeast Conference, Asia Conference in Sumatra, Indonesia, the Spanish speaking World Congress in Guatemala last year. And we got our field workers all together once every 2 years. That happened in October last year in St Albans here in the UK. A big emphasis for us is leadership training, particularly of young leaders who we want to develop. And the UK has helped to lead the way with the Sydenham conferences with young leaders from all over, but these are now running all over the world. And there was one in East Africa last December. This was this January's one in the UK. Sayline's been mentioned already. We're part of the Sayline partnership with 10 other organizations, met in January this year. And then my one trip to Africa this year was with this dear brother, where we saw what we could pick up at the ICMDA METNA Leaders Conference. And then that was followed by the Egyptian conference. You'll see Augustine there in that picture again with some students from the north of Africa. And then it was off to Oman for a Middle East Christian healthcare consultation. And then COVID happened. And of course, COVID has meant huge change for all of us, particularly for ICMDA. It's meant that we've had to completely readapt what we do. So for me personally, it meant that my next 13 trips to various conferences and those events were all cancelled. And that's been the pattern throughout the year. And people have all adapted to home working, although for doctors and dentists, it's been full on duty. But in terms of the fellowship around the world, people have adapted very successfully to virtual conferences or hybrid conferences like this one in the UK, or conferences like this one. This was our Global Fieldworkers Summit, which took place online in May. But what we've done at ICMDA is try to move online and use this as an opportunity to develop for the future. So that's been development of the website, of a COVID resources page for people all around the world. We started a blog. We've had over 36 blog posts in about 5 different languages. And one of the most successful things we did was to start a webinar enabling experts all around the world to speak. We hold these every week now, average attendance of 200 from 40 to 50 countries. All the details are on the ICMDA website, and it's 3 p.m. South Africa time every Thursday. You can tune in for an hour for those. We started a YouTube channel to collect all the talks from past conferences, which is there via the website, and to increase our training and development resources for young leaders, and move all the resources that we have, books and booklets, online and get them translated into the different languages. And then there were 2 final initiatives. One was to launch a family medicine training course, which we could do in May this year, despite COVID. And we've got 32 students from 15 countries, many of them in Africa, who are doing this 2-year distance learning training course in family medicine. And we've put together a database of 700 church and mission hospitals to promote this in the future. People do their training online, but when COVID settles, they will spend a week a year with hands-on training in one of these 6 hospitals, of which 3 are in Africa. And the other thing that we did in partnership, again, with Christian Medical College in Vellore, India, was to start a COVID preparedness training course. They developed it, and our aim was to spread it out throughout the world and make it available to people working in church and mission hospitals. And every 2 weeks, we start with a new cycle of trainees on a Thursday, 18-day course, 20 hours of online module, was to certify you as a trainer to help the hospitals prepare everything from triage to isolation to oxygen therapy and intensive care, if that's available. All the details on the website. Follow our newsletter, which comes out monthly, give you news all around the world. Do pray. Make use of the prayer diary on the website, which you can download, and every day on Twitter and Facebook and other social media, the prayer requests are going out. So I hope that gives you some oversight of what God is doing all around the world with Christian doctors and dentists and students. And let's keep in touch with each other. Let's stir up one another to love and good works. Let's know that despite COVID, the Great Commission hasn't changed, the gospel hasn't changed. Jesus Christ is still on the throne. He's coming back. There's work to be done, and there are ways for us to do it together. God bless you all. Thank you.